past midday. Yolanda, Mulwa, and this is Sugar and Spice. And it's time for a big discussion. Word around town is what we call it. And today we are asking you quite simple and hard and simple. Puberty. Who should have that first conversation with our children about our body changes? Now, I'll paint you a picture, and I love to speak from experience because that's all I know, right? Now, our parents were mortified. Mortified. I wouldn't even lie to you. I'm going to be quite honest and say I never heard my mother or my father utter the word sex. Ever. And I just feel like the reason why they did not, because I was not told by my parents about my body changes. I was left to hear it from a friend who was older than you. Someone in the estate had, the big red robot, the visitor who comes monthly, show up. And then that was when the conversation started. But I just feel like the reason why our folks didn't really tell us about the body changes during puberty is because they were mortified, completely shook, because it left the door open to the conversation about sex. When you start talking about your body changes, your breasts are going to do this, you're going to grow hair here and there, everywhere, then it's going to, you understand, there's a dotted line between puberty and sex. And there was no way in hell they were ever going to have that discussion. And it's because one African tradition, sex was taboo, not the act of sex, but the conversation around it was the problem. Because you're going to come at me and you'll be like, but they had so many children, they sired double digit, kids. No. The conversation was what the problem was. And our parents were simply put just prudes. People would be kissing on television. Remote, quickly, you change it. And nobody would even give the command that change it. That's uncomfortable. You just knew. You understand? Nakedness terrified them. Yeah, someone even speaking in lewd, suggestive language. They were like, my friend, about 10 troops and all of you. We did not. We were not. They could not. And the reason why is because I feel like they were ill-equipped to have the conversation. When our boss told us on Friday, actually last week, maybe on Tuesday, put this on ice. I want you to do research on this conversation. I went now to talk to my mother. And even the discomfort. Please note, I'm a mother of one, but just the discomfort. I felt like it was easier to speak to an older aunt, and if you had older siblings, than for your parents to just come out and speak to you, especially us girls. We were left kidogo to fend for ourselves in that department. But I don't blame them. I was not angry at them. I was just like, did this one's mother also talk to her? They kind of left that to your teacher because it wasn't so personal. There was no that's French, for shame. There was no shame on me, hides face, I hope we're on the same page. But I want to ask you, who should first tell our children about their body changes during puberty? Remember, we are a different generation where information is at your fingertips. Your children have the World Wide Web. That is very wild. It should even just be called the Wild World Web because it's Discovery Channel, I tell you. It's for lions and hyenas. But I'm like, should you let your children figure it out for themselves? Or should we do what our parents never did? Have you spoken to your children about their body changes? Are you the parent of a teenager? Are you anticipating? I'm a parent. My daughter is only 6. But am I ready to be asked those questions? Where do babies come from? I think I saw this down there. Or you understand? Am I? Yeah. Well, I want my mommy. Missy Jui. There's no camp I can pay. They go and then they come back fully baked. At SpiceFM KE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I want to hear from you. Call me up 0719012600. Who taught you? Who told you about your body changing? Who first introduced you? Even when was the first time you heard the word puberty? Chris Breezy featuring Sam Walker. something real as this conversation. Good afternoon to you.